grateful to our sponsors, Kelly Stafford with Stafford Tree Service, and also Kow Cow Manure. If you need your trees trimmed locally, remember Stafford Tree Service at staffordtreesvc.com. And please visit Kow Cow Manure, that's K-O-W. Remember, both of the contact details are in the description below. There are a number of citrus that can be used in the landscape. This one is a bit unusual. It's a Kaffir Lime, and I've actually been looking for one for a while. The Kaffir Lime will give you, of course, the limes that we can think about using as the fruit, of course, but this one is also used often in Indonesia and Laos and other places in the Orient, where they will cut these leaves very tinily, and they'll put those little tiny leaf pieces into salads and into some of the rice dishes to give it some of that flavor, impart some of that citrus flavor to some of the dishes. And I mentioned that that's not typically done that much in America, but who says we couldn't learn more from the rest of the world? A lot of what we pick up, we have. With this Kaffir lime, it has a nice size lime, and of course it has kind of a leaf that reminds me almost of a grapefruit, because it's got like this part of the leaf and then it starts with another rounded part of the leaf. So that's a little bit more unusual. You can see this one here is grafted on a sour orange. Most citrus that you will buy will either be on a sour orange, or there's a couple of other different rootstocks. Rough lemon is sometimes used. Sour orange is often used because it imparts a bit more cold hardiness than, let's say, a lemon might. So we're taking a Kaffir lime, which may not be that cold hardy, and we're putting it onto a rootstock that would be hardy. The top part we would call the scion, and the root part, this sour orange part, of course, is the rootstock down here. And you can see that it has a nice, looks like it was probably a side graft. There are cleft grafts, there are side grafts, there's budding, there's many different ways that people will put citrus together. With this Kaffir lime, it will probably be more of a small tree. Now, grapefruits want to be 25, 35 feet tall. Oranges typically are about 20. And normally with lemons and limes, we're probably talking 10, 15 feet. So relatively small in comparison. I would dig the hole about twice as wide and about 1 time as deep, at least when you plant it. I would normally add some extra organic matter, make sure that there's good drainage. Don't plant in a wet area because you could get into problems. I'd make sure it's about the same depth level that it was growing in the container. With citrus, we typically fertilize spring, summer, and fall, and that may vary a little bit on exactly where you're at. In general, in my area, that's typically February, June, and October, but that could vary a month or two, and you could still be fine. And if you're other parts of the world where your timing system's different, just remember spring, summer, and fall. Now, a lot of folks like to have their own citrus, and I'm one of them. I love to go out and pick a lime or pick a lemon and have that fruit ready for my water. It just makes it a little bit more enjoyable. Yes, drinking just plain water is fine. And some people say, what's wrong with water? Well, nothing. If you're drinking good, pure water, it's an excellent addition to your health. To me, putting a little bit of lemon or lime into the water makes it even more healthy. So think about this Kaffir lime. It's one that you can use not only the fruit, you can cut up the leaf. If you do cut up the leaf, normally you'd cut off the midrib, the main stem part of the leaf. You just take little pieces of this leaf and on the edges, and you cut it into little tiny strips if you were using it in, let's say, Thai cooking. But the Kaffir lime is one that you might wish to consider having in your lawn and landscape. And let me also say that, of course, new videos will be dropping every Saturday on your favorite media platform. Also, for many of you out there, if you want to send me a photo or a picture of how your lime's doing, or for that matter, any of your fruit trees or plants that are doing well or aren't doing that well, we like to see that, and we sometimes showcase it on our site, on the Ask Mr. Greenthumb site. So once again, we want to thank you for watching and also being part of the program.